In the vast untamed wilderness, where the horizon stretches endlessly under a sky of muted gold, two titans of nature stir in silence. Dawn creeps slowly across the rugged terrain, brushing the jagged cliffs and dense forest edges with a pale, trembling light. The air is thick with the scent of damp earth and pine, heavy with anticipation, as though the land itself holds its breath. Somewhere in this raw expanse, a lion, muscular, sinewed, the embodiment of quiet authority, moves with deliberate grace. Its golden mane, tinged with the early sunlight, glimmers like a halo forged from fire and shadow. Every step is measured, every movement honed by instinct and experience. There is a patience in its eyes, a calculating calm, as if it knows the delicate balance of life and death is about to pivot. Not far, deeper within the forest's shadow, a bear stirs from its slumber. Massive, lumbering, with fur the color of storm clouds, it awakens with the weight of centuries in its bones. Its breath plumes into the cold morning air, each exhale a declaration of presence. Eyes dark and liquid with intelligence scan the surroundings. Unlike the lion, whose movements are fluid poetry, the bear carries the raw, unyielding force of nature, a living mountain with claws capable of reshaping the very earth it treads. Instinct thrums through both creatures, ancient and unspoken, an invisible thread drawing them toward one another. The first moments are almost ceremonial. Neither attacks, yet neither yields. The lion pauses on a ridge, muscles coiled like a spring, observing a bear that pads through the undergrowth with deceptive quiet. Each is aware of the other, their senses reaching across the distance. The lion studies the bear's gait, noting the subtle shifts in weight, the way it plants each paw to maximize power. The bear senses the lion's gaze, perceiving not just an animal, but a predator with strategy, patience, and an unspoken dominance that demands recognition. In the quiet, the forest seems alive with tension. The rustle of leaves, the distant call of a hawk, the low rumble of a stream, all underscoring the silent duel. As the morning deepens, the tension escalates. The lion descends from the ridge, moving with the elegance of a stalking shadow. Its paws press into the soil with a ghostly precision, leaving tracks that will soon tell a story to the forest itself. The bear senses movement, lifts its massive head, and a low growl vibrates in its throat, a sound that resonates like rolling thunder over the landscape. It is a warning, but also an assertion of its own presence. This territory, this moment, is its domain. The lion's ears flick, a subtle signal of awareness, yet its gaze never wavers. This is no blind aggression. It is an encounter of equals, each measuring strength, intelligence, and intent. The first clash comes like a storm breaking over a cliff. A branch snaps, a flurry of motion, and the bear lunges, its momentum a force of nature itself. The lion sidesteps with precision, muscles coiling and releasing in perfect timing. Dust erupts around them, mingling with the morning mist as claws scrape and teeth snap in a dance of calculated survival. The bear swings its massive paw, a sweeping arc that could fell a tree, and the lion pivots, jaws snapping close enough to taste fur, close enough to instill fear without recklessness. Every movement reveals not only physical power, but the deep psychology of survival. The lion feints, testing the bear's reactions, probing for weaknesses. The bear counters, its raw strength masking a cunning understanding of leverage and reach. Time stretches in this primal ballet. A momentary lock of eyes reveals more than aggression. It is respect, acknowledgement of the other's intelligence and dominance. The lion senses the bear's resilience, the way it absorbs force and recalibrates its strategy in a heartbeat. The bear feels the lion's agility, the precise timing that can turn the momentum of a strike into a counterattack. Both are creatures of instinct, yet layered with intelligence that transcends mere survival. Every movement is a conversation in muscle and intent, a narrative written in the language of paw, claw, and sinew. As the sun climbs higher, sweat and fur glisten with exertion. The landscape becomes a theater of strategy and instinct. The lion, knowing its strength lies not just in power, but in agility and precision, attempts a series of rapid maneuvers, circling, lunging, testing angles of attack. The bear, slow yet unrelenting, anchors itself, each step a defiance against the lion's fluidity. The forest seems to pulse with the rhythm of their clash. The snapping of branches, the rustle of leaves, the echoing thud of massive paws. There is no chaos here, only intense focus, a collision of two apex predators whose very existence depends on understanding the other. Minutes stretch into an eternity. Sweat mingles with the earthy scent of the forest floor. Both creatures pause, chests heaving, eyes locked, minds racing. It is not merely a battle of strength, but a test of will, stamina, and intellect. The lion's gaze sharpens, reading the subtle cues, the tilt of the bear's head, the shifting of weight, the twitch of a muscle that betrays intention. The bear, equally astute, senses the lion's tension, the way it primes for explosive movement, and adjusts its stance accordingly. In these moments, the fight transcends violence. It becomes a study of behavior, of adaptation, of respect forged in the crucible of confrontation. As shadows lengthen and the golden light wanes, the encounter reaches its climax. The lion charges full force, jaws snapping, claws extended. The bear braces, meeting the assault with unyielding mass, the ground trembling beneath its weight. Dust rises in clouds, birds scatter, and the forest itself seems to hold its breath. In a final earth-shaking collision, muscles scream, claws clash, and the sheer force of nature manifests in a moment that is both terrifying and awe-inspiring. Then, as suddenly as it began, there is a pause. Both creatures, exhausted yet alive, stand in silent acknowledgement. Neither yields fully, yet neither seeks unnecessary death. In the world of survival, victory is not always measured by conquest, but by endurance, strategy, and the wisdom to know when to strike and when to retreat. The forest exhales as the sun sinks toward the horizon. The lion retreats to the ridge, its mane catching the last rays of light, eyes scanning the distance, alert yet composed. The bear lumbers back into the shadows, massive shoulders silhouetted against the amber sky, muscles still trembling with exertion. The clash has ended, not with a definitive victor, but with a profound understanding. Each has glimpsed the other's limits and strengths. Each has tested the boundaries of instinct and intellect. In the aftermath, the wilderness is silent once more, yet charged with the memory of power, strategy, and the delicate balance of life. Night falls, draping the forest in velvet darkness. The stars emerge, distant and indifferent, witnessing the eternal dance of survival. Somewhere in the silence, the lion's breath slows, measured and calm, a testament to endurance. The bear's eyes glint in the moonlight, reflecting a quiet intelligence honed through countless encounters. The world moves on, yet the encounter lingers, a lesson in strength, strategy, and the deep, unspoken code of predators. In their clash, there is beauty, there is terror, and above all, there is life, raw, intelligent, and profoundly alive. In the end, the forest carries the memory of this encounter, long after the echoes of claws and roars have faded. It whispers of strategy and instinct, of respect forged in the crucible of survival. It reminds us, as we peer into the untamed wild, that even in the moments of violence and tension, there is elegance, there is intelligence, and there is a story that transcends the simple struggle for existence. For in every measured step, every careful glance, and every calculated strike, we glimpse the profound rhythm of life itself, a rhythm that is both fierce and delicate, terrifying and beautiful, eternal and fleeting.